Going, I'm gonna make a quick video on how to write your own MROW, so your Marine Reported On worksheet. When you're gonna do this, it's going to be when you're higher up, the officer above you says, "Hey, Lieutenant so-and-so, fit reps are due. By this date, I need your MROW by this date." So that's what we're gonna be going over. Some things covering how to navigate APES, that's on MOL, that's how you get to your fit reps and your MROWs. How to write your own MROW and the importance of your MROW and your fit rep. So first thing you want to do is pull up MOL. Once you're in MOL, you're going to look for that performance tab. It's going to be right here. You click performance and you click APES over here. Agree. And then right here, there's going to be a bunch of options. We're talking about MROW, Marine Reported On worksheet for yourself. You're going to click that right there. Then what you're going to do, if you haven't started it yet, you're going to create that MROW right here. And there's going to be a lot of information. It's not that bad though. So it's going to have your EDIPI right here, your name. Select your role. So now that we're officers, we're going to have two roles. Are we being reported on, or are we acting as a reporting senior? For this one, since it's our fit rep going higher, we are the Marine reported on. So click that. Make sure it's your information. And then your RS, your reporting senior, you're going to need their information in here. You're going to have to get their EDIPI and their last name, and then you'll hit search for RS, and then it'll pop up. And then once you have them in there, they'll kind of always be in that drop down for future references. After that, you're going to click occasion, and then you can pull up the PES manual for all these right here. If it's just an annual fit rep, it's right here. AN. If your RS changes, then it's a change of reporting senior. If it's a transfer, then it's a transfer. If it's a promotion, it's a promotion. You just have to make sure you know the correct occasion. From date, this is very critical when you're getting promoted. That way you don't have any date gaps. So what you want to do is make sure it is the exact day of the reporting cycle if it's an annual fit rep. So make sure you know those dates, and it's the day after of that reporting cycle, or let's say the day you got to your unit, the day you got promoted, whatever this occasion is right here, it needs to correspond correctly to the last day of that reporting cycle. So for theory, let's just say fit reps are due December 31st, and you've been there a whole year. It would be from January 1st to December 31st. But however, that's just for this occasion. So let's just make an arbitrary one. Let's say from TBS. This is just makeshift. We got here, I think, the 26th of March to October 10th, but it won't let me go in the future. So let's just say to today, which is August 15th. So this is my reporting period. This is just all notional. We'll have him. It's not really him, obviously. But in this case, it would be Captain James. Create Marine Reported On worksheet. I didn't choose the occasion. So this would be, let's just say transfer. All right, so now we created one. We're gonna go through this line by line. So lines, Kyle, C, EDIPI, rank, date of rank, make sure everything is correct. Your primary MOS, your billet MOS. This could be lined out right now because we don't have one. Your MCC, so this is TBS. This is also TBS code. Unit description, the basic school training command student. So eventually when you get to your unit, platoon commander, shop AOIC, whatever that is, this will be right here. Occasion, like I already said, and this kind of breaks it down a little bit more. But you can go back and change it. Date, type. We're going to have normal peacetime reporting. I've never done anything really other than that. Descriptive title, so whatever you are. there. So this is what I used to be, LMO specialist. It could be aircraft maintenance officer. It could be logistician, whatever it is that you are, your title that you've been given right here. Non-availability, this is not, it's almost always going to be blank. The only time you're ever going to utilize this is, was there a period in this gap right here that you were not observed performing your duties? So not necessarily leave, but this is something you need to talk to your RS about. Sir, ma'am, is there any period during this time that you don't feel comfortable or that you will not be observing me from here to here? I've, again, never used this, but there could be reasons for it, and then that would go in here for the reason of non-availability. So 9 times out of 10, this thing's going to be blank right here. This will generally pull from your MOL, your rifle, and your pistol qual. Always go back and check and make sure it's in there. Pistol is still green because our pistols haven't hit yet. Height and weight, you need to go into MOL and check your last height and weight and put that exact number. It's not what do I weigh right now, it's what is in MOL, what does that reflect? Because what's in MOL is what's going to matter. Duty preference code. Again, this isn't super critical. What I've always been taught growing up from sergeants majors, from senior enlisted, be descriptive. So this just says West Coast, West Coast. Find the actual code for where you would like to be. So if you're at Air Wing and you're in a squadron, there's going to be codes, 3-digit codes. Be descriptive and put in there 1, 2, and 3 where you would like to be, if not at your current duty station. Reporting senior, this will be from earlier when I told you get their EDIPI, last name, initial, pretty basic stuff, their rank, and then their assignment over you. Billet description, this is huge right here. So everyone always says, hey, when you check in, you're going to get assigned your billet description on a nice little piece of paper. It's going to say A through E, what you are expected to do. I've never had that happen in my entire life, entire Marine Corps career. So 2 things can happen. You can ask for your billet description from your RS typed up. You are owed that, especially if you're getting reported on. And if they don't want to give it to you, ask your peers who hold that same billet, hey, have you gotten a billet description? Can I see one of your MROWs? And if all else fails, you're going to list out your billet description yourself and maybe bring it to your RS. Hey, ma'am, sir, how do you feel about this as my billet description? But in a perfect world, they're going to give you your billet description. So let's just say it's A, B, C. So it's saying a Marine in your position should be doing this, this, and that. So that is your description for a general Marine in your position. It's nothing that you have done. It's just what you are expected to do. And you can see right here, there's 1,200 something characters allowed. And I'm going to get into that in a second. So here's your billet description, major accomplishments during this period. So another thing I've always been taught by senior leaders, just the cleanest way to do this. So let's say you have A, B, C of your description. Your accomplishments, to make it nice and clean, should be A, B, and C. You're not literally putting A, B, and C. I'm just saying that. But so let's say for A is manage Marines in infantry tactics. And then right here, it's going to say, what did you do to manage Marine in infantry tactics? Led 15 training exercises, equating over 1,300 hours. So what I'm saying is that first bullet matches right here. What did you do for this billet description? Down here. Say second bullet, let's say you're in the air wing. Maintain aircraft readiness. And then your second bullet could be maintain above 75% aircraft readiness from this date to this date, equating to over 2,500 flight hours, so on and so forth, accomplishing that billet. And then in these major accomplishments, you're going to hear something called white space. Again, this isn't really written in the PES manual anywhere, but this is just something, again, over the years, people have always told me. White space is you have your billet accomplishment typed out all the way, and let's say you have all these characters that you can utilize, but you didn't. You stopped sentences short. You didn't have it filled out. There's a ton of literal white space on this block right here. And if this is where you get to talk about yourself, what you've done during this period, and there's a ton of white space, it's going to look like there was room for improvement. There was room to do more. So manipulate that area, fill it out so that way it's taking up the full space, because it just looks better like, hey, this is what I did in the period. There wasn't even enough room to type about how much stuff I did. Also, I know as Marines and as officers, we're humble. We don't want to brag. We want to be modest. Not here. This is where you want to sell yourself, saying how good you are, how you are a rock star. I know it sounds slimy, but this is where you do it. This is the only time you do it. And you're not taking credit for what your Marines have done or what anything like that, but it's just saying, hey, look, this is why I'm an asset. This is why I should be promoted. This is why you should retain me. And this is what we've accomplished during this period. So you're going to fill that out. Always have someone look this over as well. And then also, to go back, this is only things that you have done from, where's it at? This date to this date. So that's only things you've done during that time period. And then moving down to PME self-education. Again, only PME/self-education you've done during that reporting period. I always try to do something during each reporting period, some higher PME, some senior enlisted training I would do as back when I was enlisted, something that could pop to show like, hey, look, I am progressing. I'm using my tuition assistance. I'm going to school. I'm taking these courses, something to progress. Any awards during this period, commendatory correspondence, community involvement, so volunteered this many hours, received this award, received meritorious mass, received instructor of the year, instructor of the quarter, officer of the quarter, anything like that can go in here. And then also, something I didn't touch about, all of these right here, accomplishments, PME, awards, when you list these items, list them in precedence of, let's say, severity or importance. So you're not going to put volunteered 2 hours at the YMCA, received Medal of Honor, received freaking Navy comm. Put that stuff first and then trickle it down to a little bit less severe. So I'm going to back out for a second because I'm not going to submit this one. I'm going to go to an old one so you can see what it looks like. So actually, I'm sorry, once you create it, you save it, it's going to go in here in progress, and you'll see it kind of floating, and then you'll see last updated, who updated it last, and then it'll have your initials. Once you've seen someone's looked at it, your RS, it'll say their initials and then a status of it. But I'm just going to go to an old one so you can kind of see what it looks like. Let's see right here. So you click on it, and then you go up to preview, and you can actually see what it looks like. So Marine reported on worksheet, so you can see here, walkthroughs, maintain, review, annual safety reviews, so on and so forth. Conducted 2 building walkthroughs, ensuring facilities met NAVOSH standards. So you can see this one has a decent amount of white space, like I said, don't do. So try your best to avoid all this. And then PME self-education for at the time, completed advanced EPME, 7,000 PME required for selection to E8 as an E6. So I'm kind of fluffing myself up there. This is saying like, hey, look, I did this. It was required for an E8, and I did it as an E6. End of tour Navy Accommodation Award dated during this period. I always put things in there that like justify themselves. Your RS can take it out. They can tell you to get rid of it. Let's see what else. Yep, so after that, it's going to go to your RS, and then it's going to go to your RO. And it's out of your hands. They should brief you on everything. So this is APES, that's where it's going to go. Eventually, it's going to say status that it's complete. And then eventually, it's going to go into, let me show you here, a whole nother thing which I'm going to lead into with another class, but it's going to go into your OMPF. Once your fit rep has been done by your RS, your RO reviews it, your reviewing officer. It's going to go in 2 places in your OMPF. So it's going to go into your master brief sheet, which I'll give a class on or make a little video. So OMPF, it's going to go in your master brief sheet, and this is at fit rep. It's going to be reflected in here, and it's going to have a bunch of numbers. Where were you at? Are you their average, or their average? Where you fell to their average, and then kind of like where you stand for your RO. I could explain this all in a different class. I will. So that'll go there. That's your snapshot of your overview from your fit rep, like your grade essentially. And then when you go into performance tab, these are all those fit reps right here that you were doing on your MROW. So if you click right here, it's going to have everything that they wrote about you. So you wrote about yourself, and then they're going to write things about you as well. So again, we're on OMPF performance tab now. Clicked full size view. Yikes. That's a bad one. That's when I got dropped for injury at OCS. Let's not look at that one. Let's do this one. So this is an old fit rep, and then you're gonna see where they marked you in all these categories. This is the worst, this is like the best, and that's how you get like your grade, your average. And then down here, this is where you make your money. Section I comments. This is where they write about you. And this is where you're gonna be writing about your Marines. You'll look at that. This is from when I was a sergeant. Not really the best fit rep, it's kind of average. This is where the RO has put things. So the RO has had one Marine exceptionally qualified. He's had 15 in the third box down. He's had 29 of one of the many highly qualified professionals who form the majority of this grade, and 24, 9, and 1. You don't want to be down here. You're going to hear this called the Christmas tree. A lot of people make jokes. The stump holds up the tree. You don't want to be the stump. You want to be this guy up here. So if you look right here, he's had 29, the most people in the middle, and this fit rep was in the middle. So what would you take from this? Average ass fit rep. Not that great. However, that's okay, because if you're average, just get better and better as the years go on, and then your Marines will get promoted. So this is what your RS says about you, section I comments, and then this is what your RO says about you right here. They're gonna sign it, boom, and then now everything's good. Fit reps in the system. And that's pretty much it.